So Joel Embiid is on an absolute tear this season. He is looking to lead the Philadelphia 76ers into the promised land. Is this the year that they finally get over the top? Is this the year that they finally get to the NBA Finals and potentially win an NBA Finals? In my opinion, they're really one of three teams. I think it's the Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and then, of course, the Sixers. I do still personally like the other two teams more than the Sixers. That's just me personally, but I do think that the Sixers have as good of a shot as anybody. Right now, they're sitting in the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, but they've only played, it's because they've played a game less than the Celtics. They're both at the same rate record-wise, right? But Sixers are on an 8-game winning streak, and that has been the driving force because of Joel Embiid, right? He has been a absolute monster. I mean, look at his last 9 games. He's the first Sixer ever with 30 points in 9 straight games. Look at these stat lines: 35-8, 31-6-10, 42-5-3, 39-7-4 with 3 blocks, 39-7-4 with 3 blocks. I mean, he had the same stat line 2 straight games. 34-8-4-4. 36-18-4, 38-13-5-4, and then 31-7-7. Dude, the guy is just killing it right now. And the Sixers, look, they are a really good team. I have concerns about their depth and their defense at times. I really do. I think that they really seem to struggle in some areas at times, but all teams have their flaws, right? All teams have their issues. No team is a perfect team. And I think that they have as good of a chance as anybody. You have Tyrese Maxey, who that dude is just coming into his own as just a scorer. James Harden is having a really good year again. He's kind of been reinvigorated, I guess, this season. He's actually looking like the James Harden of old this year. There was a lot of questions of, like, could he get back to that? I mean, there's still concerns and questions about, like, is he going to be able to get back to that form in the playoffs? Or is he going to be, Mr. James Harden putting up zeros? Because that's a real concern. But, I mean, this year for them, he's given them 22 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds. So the guy's there. And he's actually been pretty solid defensively compared to other years. And he's had some big, like, defensive moments. Obviously, Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid. But beyond that, they have a really nice core. I just worry about their depth, especially come the playoff time. Are they going to have enough depth to really lead the charge? You got your basically 5 guys. You got, James Harden, Maxey, Tucker, Harris, and Embiid. Right. And then outside of that, like, you've had guys that have had moments, right? You've had guys that have had games here and there, but are you going to be able to get that consistent production off the bench this playoffs, right? Is Melton going to be able, Nian, is he going to be able to provide that? Is, Montrezl Harrell going to be able to be a big factor? Milton, like, you have all these guys that are real question marks because you can't play all your 5 of your starters 48 minutes. You're going to get them burnt out by the time you get to, like, the second, third round. But I do think that they are there. And I think this James Harden and Joel Embiid pairing, I think, is very, very interesting. And we're going to really see what they got. Because when they're both on and they're both playing their game, they are both playing their game, they are very, very tough to beat. When James Harden is over there cooking and he's, aggressive and scoring at all 3 levels, and then you have Joel Embiid just being that monster MVP level, front court guy, this team is very good, very good. And this is a team that I think is going to be a very tough out, period. And look, I mean, if you look at the Sixers play the Bulls today. I mean, at the time you're watching this video, the game might even be over, depending on when you're watching this video. That could be, 9 straight. I mean, they could win a good portion of their games. Like, they could easily go on, like, a 10-game, 12-game winning streak, right? Like, because they have the Bulls twice, which I think they can win both. So that would be 9 and 10. They have the Warriors in Golden State, that could be tough. But if they beat the Warriors, I think that they could beat the Suns without Kevin Durant. And then they have the Nuggets, right? They're going to have a tough road stretch coming up. You got the Bulls, the Warriors, the Suns, the Nuggets. I think they can beat all those teams, especially the way the Nuggets have been playing. Nuggets have not been playing very good basketball. The Suns, they don't have Kevin Durant, and the Warriors, they're a juggernaut at home, but I think that's a very winnable game. And now they got the Bulls twice, which I think they beat the Bulls. So it's just they might be really just in a confident level. The reason I even bring up their schedule is because I think that tells you a lot, right? If they're on, 14-game win streak, something crazy like that, before they get into April, because April they got a tough, right? April they got the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat, the Hawks, and the Nets. They need that confidence. You go into that April, and let's say you win, let's say you don't win all of your games in March, because that's tough. It's not that the Sixers can't, but let's say you beat the Bulls twice, say you lose to the Warriors. So you got a 10-game winning streak, lose to the Warriors, you bounce back against the Suns, the Nuggets, and let's say you lose one to the Mavericks or Raptors, right? So you've won 14 of your last 16 games going into April. You're confident, you're feeling good. Got to go play the Bucks, who you're going to have to get through if you want to win an NBA championship. And then after you play the Bucks, you follow that up with the Celtics, who you're probably going to have to get through to win an NBA championship. And then you got the Heat, right? Again, could potentially be a team depending on where the Heat land. You might have to play the Heat in the first round, right? So if that happens, then you're talking that would be a good stretch to go into, very confident, feeling very good, feel like, okay, we can do this, go and win a couple of those games. You go beat those three teams, the sky's the limit once you get into the playoffs. You got confidence, you got Joel Embiid playing like an absolute monster. You have Tyrese Maxey, who's out here giving you, 20 and 3 a game. He's a guy that can really kind of elevate this team, and we've seen him just go off, be crazy. You got PJ Tucker, who just gives them a different level of toughness and just strength, and just grinder, right? You need that enforcer. You need that grinder. I think he adds a lot of value to Philly. Look at Miami. Miami really misses that. Miami really could use a PJ Tucker again. So I think he adds some toughness. And then Tobias Harris, I think Tobias Harris, he's a solid guy, right? He's had some good moments this year. And I think that they could put it all together. But again, I really have my concerns with their defense. I really have my concerns with their lack of depth, because it's just who else is going to be able to step up to the level that they're going to need them to step up? Because you got to have 7-8 guys at least. You don't want to wear these guys down, especially if James Harden. My biggest concern is James Harden. If James Harden disappears and becomes James Harden that we've seen him be in the playoffs, this team's cooked. This team is absolutely cooked. This team is not going anywhere. And then that's going to be a real thing that they're going to have to figure out in the offseason. They're going to have to address their bench regardless. Even if they win the championship this year, they're going to have to address their bench. Their bench is just not good enough. But luckily you have enough just talent in your front five that you can always kind of keep guys balanced. You can always have a Maxey or James Harden on the court at all times, right? You keep one of them on at all times. Joel Embiid, got to have him grind. They're not a perfect team, but no team really is. I still have confidence over the Bucks and the Celtics more than I do on the Philly. Although I do think Joel Embiid, if James Harden and Joel Embiid are playing their game and they're playing to the level that both of them can play, they're going to be very tough to beat. But I don't think they have the defense that and the ability to stop to the level that Milwaukee does, or even the Celtics. I think especially Milwaukee, because you have Giannis, who whatever Joel Embiid can do, Giannis can equal that at least. And then it's just can James Harden get past Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton just hounding him, right? Is he going to be able to overcome that? Because I can see him struggling. But, I'd like to see their success. I'm not super sold on them. I think they have a real chance. I think they have a real shot. I don't think anyone would be shocked if they're holding up that piece of hardware at the end of the season. But I just think there's just a lot of questions with Philly. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think, yes, Philly, they have a real chance, they're going to win it? Do you think no, like they, lack of defense at times, even scoring droughts, which is weird. They do go on like quite a bit of scoring droughts. Do you think that they don't have enough depth? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are in regards to Philly, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.